on sovereigns versus Britannias. Hello future investors and welcome back to another weekly episode. I hope you're all having a wonderful bank holiday weekend. However, it always goes very fast, doesn't it? Now I've just got done filming some content, and while I was finishing up, it dawned on me that I had this episode I could film. Now, I currently have a sovereign in my possession, and I also have multiple Britannias as well. So I figured, why not do an episode on sovereigns versus Britannias? Okay, so sovereigns versus Britannias. I'm going to start off by saying I am no financial advisor. I'm just a chap in the United Kingdom who loves investing in my financial future. However, having said that, I am going to give you my opinion in this episode, and hopefully by the end of this video, you too will be able to decide which is the better option for you, sovereigns or Britannias. Okay, so let's start off with the sovereign, as they are the more older pieces out of the two. Now, over 700 million sovereign pieces have been minted since the 1800s. And if you buy sovereigns dated after the period of about 1835, they are capital gains tax exempt. So they carry the same benefit that all of the Britannias do of being capital gains tax exempt. Now, sovereigns have a bit of a reputation for being a bit more of a historical piece throughout the United Kingdom, for paying a bit of heritage to the British Empire during its prime years, I would have to say, whereas the Britannias are a slightly newer piece to that compared to the sovereigns. Now, sovereigns are a great investment if you're looking for a slightly smaller value precious metal to buy, albeit still gold, and they have a wonderful reputation for being very collected and very desirable. Now, of course, this makes them extremely resellable and easy to sell back to bullion dealers. This one here is featuring King Charles on. Now, if we move on to the Britannias, Britannias are normally slightly larger, but for this example here, I have a 1/4 ounce Britannia, and behind you, you can see a much bigger version, and this is a 1 ounce Britannia. Now, when it comes to Britannias versus sovereigns, I believe that from my experience, Britannias are normally much bigger and they're obviously heavier. So if you're an investor looking to sink more capital into precious metals to hedge against that inflation and protect your wealth, then Britannias are possibly a better bet for you, because you can store more wealth in single items. Having said that, sovereigns are equally as popular, and you can still store a great amount of wealth in sovereigns because they can go up in size. But for example, this one is around £400. Now, what are the two visual differences between a sovereign and a Britannia? Okay, so you might have already noticed, but a Britannia is much more yellow gold and the sovereign is much more coppery gold, I would have to say. On camera, it probably isn't doing it the best justice, but in person, the sovereign definitely appears to look a lot more coppery, at least in colour form anyway. It has a bit of an orange tint to it, whereas the Britannia has a much more notorious yellow that you might associate with a gold bullion coin. Now, both of these do feature a head of state in the United Kingdom. This one features Queen Elizabeth and this one features King Charles. All sovereigns and Britannias will feature the head of the state of the United Kingdom on the reverse. However, the front of sovereigns can have a different design. I believe it's normally a royal crest and things like that, whereas the Britannias always have the Lady Britannia on the front. Now, when it comes to security features, the Britannia takes a big win in my eyes for this one. Although the sovereign is extremely detailed, as you can see, and being such a small piece, it's very fascinating how they can get it so detailed. However, having said that, the Britannia does have much better security features. On the back, you can see the brushed wave designs that are in between a gloss and brushed finish. And then you can see a little padlock just here, if I can catch it right. And in the right light, you can see it changing to a lock, to a trident. There you go, just there. And that is the same as the top of her spear. Now, this is a method that the Royal Mint use when minting these coins to help prove that they are an authenticate coin and they are legitimate. So, overall, should you buy and invest in a sovereign or a Britannia? Well, in my personal experience, I prefer Britannias for the reasons that they are slightly newer, they have better security features, and it's just my personal preference on what design I like. However, having said that, I don't think you could go wrong at all with buying sovereigns. It's still a great store of wealth. So although sovereigns don't go usually up in size as much as the Britannias do, it can still be a very good investment if you're looking to store some of that wealth in this asset. You just may need to buy some more sovereigns than you would Britannias. Overall, I think both are a brilliant investment. Personally, I'd rather go for the Britannia, but I don't think you'd be wrong going for sovereigns either. So thank you very much for watching. As always, a big shout out and thank you to the current channel members, 365, Days of Silver and the Stack Collector. Leave your thoughts and comments in the section below, as I'd love to know what you think, whether you prefer a Britannia or a sovereign. I'd be very, very interested to hear that. So thanks for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you all in the very next episode. Bye bye, guys. To watch another episode on future investments, click the link now.